This is a 35 battle report between Calist and Warfrog, Khador versus Cryx. For Khador, we've got 2 units of Doom Reavers, 1 Winter Guard mortar crew, 1 Kodiak, full unit of Winter Guard infantry along a standard bearer and Cognic Joseph Grigorovich, a forward deployed unit of Widowmakers, and that's all we've got for Khador.
And on the Cryx side, we got Winter Shadow Combine, a 10-man unit of Mechanothralls, a Seether, a Slayer, a Necrotech, and the Stitch Thralls and Necrosurgeon, Gorshade the Bastard and his Deathwalker, and a Warwitch Siren, and the Battle Thralls. Oh yeah, there's a Pistol Wraith way over there. And there's the free Scrap Thrall. I don't want to kill my army way over there.
Alright, so that's end of Khador turn 1. I moved the Doom Reavers up on the flank. Put Iron Flesh on the Winter Guard infantry, used the call that makes them tough and fearless. Kodiak ran up, the Mortar ran up, P-Irisk and the War Dog advanced. The Widowmakers kind of moved up behind some cover here, and we'll see what he does.
Alright, Cryx first turn. Basically everything ran up. The Jacks walked forward, Mechanothralls ran, made a wall so the Doom Reavers couldn't necessarily charge the Jacks outright. Battle Thralls moved up and spread around. Winter Shadow Combine ran across from the house because they're like, there's nothing they can do over there. Pistol Wraith moved up, shot and killed one of the Fellblades, or
Doom Reavers?
Doom Reavers, they wield Fellblades. And the Scrap Thrall ran out because I just don't want him blowing up my army. Warwitch Siren moved in there, and Gorshade threw Shadowmancer up, giving stealth to his battle group. And that's it.
Alright, end of turn 2 for Khador. The Kodiak walked up, Irisk feeded, and then ran up. I let Iron Flesh drop on the Winter Guard. Cognic Joe activated, put Speech of the Motherland on them to give them an extra hit roll. He walked up, he killed one of the Bile Thralls. The Winter Guard activated, they basically walked up, shot all of the Bile Thralls. Most of them. There was a couple left after. The Rocketeers rocketed a couple. The Widowmakers walked up, they picked off the rest of the Bile Thralls, so that unit's out. The Doom Reavers charged in. 3 of them made it into contact with the Slayer. This guy killed Mechanothrall and a Stitch Thrall? Or what was that?
Yeah, Stitch Thrall, Mechanothrall, and Slayer has 9 health left with Cortex crippled.
This guy ran in and he killed one guy and then killed one of his own guys from Berserk. This guy, we didn't make an attack on that guy yet.
Forgot to make that attack roll.
We'll make that attack roll and see if he lives. These guys just ran up to try to do something about him, although I suspect he's just going to walk out of there. And the mortar shot a mortar into the middle of his group of guys that just killed a couple. It missed its initial target, obviously, but the blast actually killed a couple guys. So that's Indicator turn 2.
Alright, Cryx turn 2. Basically, the Slayer activated here and knocked those 2 down and killed a 3rd, I think. The Seether, once they cleared up, walked up. They were soul gated, so they're not in their places. Is really confusing. It walked up and killed another Doom Reaver. The Pistol Wraith over here killed 2 Doom Reavers by shooting. Gorshade walked up, or the Mechanothralls activated, and mostly ran up there. 2 Mechanothralls got soul gated by Gorshade, so that's why the Jacks are over there now. The Winter Shadow Combine attacked one of the Doom Reavers, but he's got the 4+ tough roll. And the Necrotech repaired the cortex of the Seether or the Slayer before it was teleported. And I think that's about it.
Alright, end of Khador turn 3. Over on the flank here, he charged the Pistol Wraith, whiffed his attack. This guy took out 2 Mechanothralls, one of them which was in the zone. The Winter Guard infantry, Cognic Joe put Speech of the Motherland on them, giving them +1 dice to hit, and then he shot, who was that girl there?
The War Witch Siren.
The War Witch Siren, and killed her in 1 shot. The Winter Guard infantry moved over. Basically they shot at the rockets, took out some guys in the middle. They didn't do any damage on the Slayer. The close guys tried. These guys are too far away from anything. The snipers, what'd they do? They killed...
the snipers only killed the...
Necrosurgeon. They killed the Necrosurgeon.
And did a couple points of 1 point of damage to him by...
And did 1 point of damage to the Slayer. Iris activated. He put Iron Flesh on the Winter Guard infantry. He put Superiority on the Kodiak. And then he ran over here, or walked over here, because he's scared shitless. The dog followed him. The Kodiak charged the Slayer and finished it off in 1 hit. That's end of Khador turn 3.
Alright, end of Cryx turn 3 or 4 now? I think it's turn 4 now.
This is end of turn 3. I think it was the end of my turn 3. Or turn, you're right, turn 4.
Yeah, turn 4.
Yeah.
So, Wither Shadow Combine activated first. 1 charged. The remaining Doomraver killed it. 1 cast Darkfire at Cognic Joe and missed. And the other one did Dispel or whatever the heck, they're Disbinding or whatever it is, and took Iron Flesh off the Winter Guard, doing 2 damage to Urusk. Then Goreshade charged the Kodiak, did decent damage, feeded, spawned a bunch of Bane Thralls. Then the Seether charged Kodiak, finished it off. Bane Thralls all charged, only 2 of them actually did something. 1 of them got killed by a free strike. And Pistol Wraith killed the Doomreaver over here, and same with the other Mechanothrall. And that was it for my turn.
Alright, end of Khador turn 5, is that?
Yeah, I think 5 now.
Okay, this was a mess. Okay, so the Cognic Joe put the Speech of the Motherland on the Winter Guard infantry. He walked over and killed a Bane Thrall with his sword. And then the Winter Guard infantry activated. They bobbed and weaved into a position to get a CRA on Goreshade. They had 7 guys in altogether, which was basically an auto hit. And it was dice +1, which wound up doing 7 damage to Goreshade. The Widowmakers moved around, close to 7. The Widowmakers moved around, they all tried to shoot Goreshade, only 1 of them connected, which took off 1 point of damage. Goreshade now has how much health?
8 health remaining.
8 health remaining on Goreshade. Iris did an air burst that killed some of the Bane Knights that were, or Bane Thralls that were engaged with the Winter Guard in the middle, and then he walked over to the side to stick his toe in the zone to try to contest it. The mortar shot at Goreshade, but it missed, scattered off, and killed a Mechanothrall. That's the end of that round.
Alright, so turn 5 or something, I don't know.
Changes things.
So, the Wither Shadow Combine moved up and surgically eliminated the Standard Bearer, Standard Bearer, Cognic Joe, and left the officer with 1 health. The Pistol Wraith came and capped 1, was out of range of anything else. Seether charged, but due to my stupid positioning of things, he failed his charge because he couldn't get an angle. The Bane Thrall smacked the person in front of him, killed it. Goreshade charged, killed 1 guy outright, then killed the officer. He made the Death Walker out of the first one. And he kept Street Focus just to have a little bit of armor. And that is it for the turn.
Alright, end of Khador turn 6. Khador victory. We had a couple guys in combat with Goreshade. I walked 1 of them out. Goreshade free struck it and killed it. Then that was the Widowmakers. So the Widowmakers were activated. The other 3 Widowmakers shot into combat trying to hit Goreshade. 1 of them scattered onto the girl, missed, didn't do anything. One of them actually hit Gorshade, did 1 damage, and the other one hit the Winter Guard and killed him, which took Gorshade out of combat. Then the Winter Guard infantry were activated. They all moved into range with their guns, and they did a combined ranged attack on him, which took him out actually, but then his girl was still alive, so she brought him back with 1 health. And then Irisk walked over to the side, took sight with his sword cannon and shot him in the head. And that's it. Khador victory.
Alright, so the best and worst models for Cryx was, the best model was the Pistol Wraith. Try to get it in focus. It alone killed 5 Doom Reavers and 2 Winter Guard just by capping each turn, and anytime it was attacked by the magical weapon Doom Reavers, it dodged it. So he made up his points and then some a lot. And the Bile Thralls, I had to make a gambit with them because they had no cover to advance, so I just moved them up to hopefully have at least 1 survive purge, but they all got shot down, so they did nothing and cost 8 points.
Best for Khador was the Winter Guard infantry unit with Kobnik Joe. That plus die on hit helped a lot the whole game. They wiped out the Bile Thralls, they wiped out so much. Killed Gorshade almost completely on their own. Worst was the War Dog. He just ran around, he didn't do anything. But that's probably an okay thing.